I just got back from my Thursday night Weiss locals, and I went 4-0 undefeated with 7 deadly sins. This is the 6 soul charge slash 2 choice build. I really like how this deck runs. It's fantastic. Really, really strong in the meta. I think it's definitely, if not the best deck, definitely top 3 decks in the game right now. I played against round 1. I played against Kobayashi. Round 2, I played against Hololive. Round 3, I played against Ichka Quince. And round 4, I played against Adventure Time. This deck is just fantastic. No complaints. I love every card in it. There's maybe one flex spot I feel that's in the deck, but I'll go over that in a minute. So for our 0 game, we got 4 Elizabeth Trust in the Promised, 4 Escanor Wielder Rita, 4 Escanor Masker of the Tavern, 4 Death Piece Realization, 3 Meliodas Fulfilling His Promise, 2 Elizabeth Courage and Communication, 2 Meliodas Hypnotized, 2 King for Special Someone. For our 1 game, we have 4 Meliodas Wielder Levian, 1 Elizabeth Breaking the Spell. For also our 2 game slash early play 1, we have Meliodas Overcome the Past. For our 3 slash early 2 play, we have 2 Deanna Cheerful. And for our late game, we have 4 Escanor, Arrogant and Powerful, 2 Gil Thunder, Negative Little Gil, and 1 Deanne, Wielder of Gildian. So for the climax lineup, we got 4 World Without You, 2 The Trial, 2 Master of Sun. Climax lineup is perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. You want to max out on the Brainstorm because it is your main combo piece for your early game. The fact that you can soul charge, have just like consistently 2 of these in your back row, charge 1, and then just add 2 cards to your hand for free every turn while being aggressive is just very strong. This anti-change bomb is insane. The fact that you can pop like 2s and 3s when you only have like a couple copies engraved is really, really good. We also want to max out on this 0 is not only is this the main combo piece for your 3, it just also has a really solid effect. Pay 1, clock 1, check top 2, add up to 2 Britannia characters to your hand. That's your whole deck. For green, we're maxing out on this specific death piece. Since we're playing a 3 different climax line, it's important to try to dig for the climax that you need for your turn. And this helps fixes your green a little bit as well. So this is why I'm maxing out specifically on this one. We have the Climax Swapper. Also, the ability to on-play check top 2 helps. Not a lot of lists play this card, but this is where there's a potential flex spot. This is put 1 card in your hand, reveal the top card of your deck. Then you can grab a level X or lower, equal to or less than what you revealed. You really want to be digging for your utility zeros or your combo pieces with this card. So that's why we have in the deck to be able to salvage back from grave. You can arguably cut this down to 2. You don't need 3, but I just chose 3 to have for consistency. This is on play, pay 1, pitch 1 to search for a character. It also has +1 soul when attacking in the middle lane. And this is pay 1, pitch 1, top deck up to 4, and just add a card to your hand. This is really, really important, especially in the late game when you're trying to dig for this specific climax. So a lot of times, I'll always hold 1 of him in my hand for my end game, just so I can be able to dig for this climax or the climax swap, so I can grab this. For your one game, you have this Meliodas. This card is absurd for a 1. You just pitch a card, just summon another copy of itself, and it just has 3 effects or 2 effects for like 2 just solid effects for like no reason. For a non-climax 1, this is actually crazy. Then we have a 1/1 Ricky Bomb. And we're also playing 3 copies of a 2/1. That's an early play when you have 4 more characters on board. So this works really well with the trial. We want to max out, so you don't necessarily need to play this engine. The reason why I'm choosing to play this engine is because it helps your endgame for Escanor to hit for 6. Because we're maxing out on these, and these are basically the icon triggers. It just so happens that he just has a really good solid effect, because during your encore step, you can sack this off to salvage 2 guys from your grave, and it gets AK for the turn. So just solid ability, can be early played on 1. So the utility in this deck is just fantastic. Then we have an early play stock heal. This is definitely necessary. There's just a lot of times you need to pay out in your mid game, and you want to heal up to get ready for your late game. For utility 3s, we have 1 stock swap Deanna. Comes up in certain matchups. One just as a 1 of is fine. You don't want to overcommit to this card. And then the main combo is Gil Thunder with Escanor. So Gil Thunder is just a really solid 3. On play, bounce a character, and you can top check and rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck. So what that means is you bounce a character, then you put the Escanor in an open lane. So when you have your climax combo, the Escanor is swinging for 4, which meets the requirements for his effects. And in the ideal situation is that you align your attacks. So one of these is your trigger. So you reveal one of these, and you're hitting for 6 individual pings of 1, which is really strong. His other effect to, on attack, pitch a card to gain +1 soul and 2k power is also really good. That's why we're optimized. This is a main combo piece, but so we do want to see it. That's why we're playing 2 copies of it. I don't think 3 is necessary, but you definitely need to play 2 because we don't want 1 getting stuck in the stock. We just need to have at least 1. Ideally, if you can have... I try to sculpt my hands to the point where I have 1 of him, and 1 of him with the climax near the end game. And that's usually your kill shot. But I would rate this deck a 10 out of 10. I just don't see where it has a bad matchup, to be completely honest. With this deck, you're just constantly putting pressure on the opponent. There were just so many games with this deck where I was at 1 and then just hit my opponent to almost 3. And by the time they hit me to 2, they're already at their 3 for at least a turn or 2. So by the time they hit me to my 3, I'm already just ready for kill shot with Escanor. But let me know what you think in the comments. I will be at the Bushiroad Atlanta Springfest 3v3. So if you run into me, feel free to say hi. Just for the few people who actually do find this video, this is probably going to be the deck I'm playing. Again, I think there's only going to be 1 or 2, 1 real card change in the main board. But for the most part, this is what I plan on playing. All right. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. Signing off for now.